Let's get ready to rumble, everybody. It's Deep Dive Zone, a Sonic review series for fans of all shapes and sizes. I'm your host, Devin, joined by my co-hosts, Lauren and Bruce, and today we are continuing forward with the Sonic X comics. And, well, last time, they kind of spoiled this issue for us. I kind of wish they hadn't
A
done
little
that.
bit, yeah.
Because turning the page from the copies of Sonic story to this would have been such an insane swerve.
Yeah, that would have been kind of fun.
I mean, they were going to show it on the cover, so the cover spoils it anyway.
That's fair. Well, to be fair, a lot of the Sonic X covers have been complete BS.
Right, I guess. So I guess if you didn't include that and you had this as a cover, you're like, okay, this probably has nothing to do with it.
Exactly. Yeah.
But then once again, on the very first page, so like you can't avoid it. They just did it 3 times in a row.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I mean,
it's very representative. But yes, this is La Leyenda del Gran Gordo. I don't speak any fucking Spanish. But
it's translated for you right there.
No, I know. I just don't know if I pronounced it right.
La Leyenda del Gran Gordo.
Yeah, the legend of the great big guy, which is yeah. This was written by Flynn, drawn by Fry. When Dr. Eggman develops a professional wrestling persona, it's up to Sonic to do something. That's actually what my summary says, so I don't know if I didn't remember when writing it, or if I wrote it before I read it.
I mean, it's accurate enough, I suppose.
Yeah.
Yes, but yes, Chris and Chuck are apparently wrestling fans in this comic. That does not strike me as a Chris interest at all.
Okay, so you know when there's a new celebrity and they're just really popular and you're just like,
Yeah,
wow, that's quite a person, and you might even check out something that you've never checked out before just because of celebrity draw.
Yeah,
that's fair.
I suppose. And Chris does seem like someone who would follow trends. You're right.
Chris is also in that age bracket that I think tends to end up as wrestling fans.
Yeah, I suppose. But yes, it is the luchadore El Gran Gordo. Which is a completely ridiculous direction for Eggman, but also one I can kind of see, or at least one that I can imagine them creating for a version of Eggman.
Oh yeah, no, I this does not seem too insane.
I mean, at first just seems like, okay, it's cartoony weirdness. Like, I've seen this, like, Adventures of Sonic Robotnik 100% would do something like this.
Yeah,
so it's not like I haven't seen a version of Eggman that would be down for something like this.
I honestly wouldn't be surprised if Eggman did this either.
Yeah, you're probably right.
It's a little on the goofy end for Eggman because...
A little bit.
Well, we'll see how this plays into his general character and motivation. But, and yes, Sonic is... He's not a fan of this, which is obviously because it's Eggman, but I don't think Sonic knows for sure that it's Eggman, so it's surprising to see him against anything.
He does say it's obviously Dr. Eggman, but I like his first method of trying to convince Chris is by saying, professional wrestling is fake, right?
Okay, I just forgotten. Yeah, this was the golden age of cartoon and comic stories where people still believe pro wrestling is real.
Right.
Which... I don't know. Outside of little kids, does anybody still think that in real life?
Not particularly. I don't think so.
I didn't know that anyone other than kids, ever thought it. Then again, I don't really know a thing about professional wrestling.
Well, so the history of kayfabe,
yeah,
it's got this whole sort of they used to obscure the performance more than they do. Anyway, yes.
Okay, because I was like, Chris should just be like, I don't care. It's just a fun thing to watch.
Yeah,
I thought this reaction was kind of stupid from Chris, but I guess if they did use to obscure it more, that's more believable.
But yeah, Sonic tries to ruin their fun saying it's fake, and then it's like, it's obviously Eggman. But Chris just says he's a true hero, which... he came this close to recognizing the robots behind the cameras, but I don't know.
I mean, honestly, this is like probably the best disguise I've seen Eggman or their minions use in these comics, to be fair. Like, it's not incredible, but it is better.
It could be a different guy, theoretically.
Sure, yeah.
But Chuck, he distracts him by saying, hey, I've got tickets to the match. And Sonic's like, oh, this will be a good opportunity to expose him. And again, this is framed as like, it's like, I'll get to see El Gran Gordo in person. Sonic says, we'll just see about that, Chris. He's like ready to ruin Chris's fun.
I guess when Eggman is involved, I that doesn't surprise me.
Yeah.
I mean, it kind of makes sense. I mean, he's got to be up to something.
Yeah. Well, and speaking of Eggman, okay, Deco and Boko are here walking through the crowd with him, so it's not like he's hiding much.
Yeah, that's quite obvious.
Oh, yeah.
I love the signs in the crowd that say, you smell funny and you're fat.
That seems in line with WWE signs. The fans are known for their signs.
Yeah, but the thing is that Gran Gordo appears to be a face, not a heel, so...
That's true.
Also, Deco appears to be wearing a Donald King disguise, which is odd. He looks a little more like the Don King parody from The Simpsons, but... Yeah. But Eggman is he's completely caught up in the celebrity fever to the point where Boko yells at him and rips his cowl off to try and remind him what the plan is.
This is so bizarre. I at first I was like, are Deco and Boko taking their job more seriously since they were like fired before? At first I thought this was going to be like a character change. This is just a one-off thing, but they are strangely committed to the gig here. Like, I would expect them to be like, oh, whatever, this is what the boss is doing. The fact that they're being like, no, come on, Eggman, focus, that's just weird.
I would say, A, different writer than that comic, and B, they're just really, like, bored and fed up with playing to this routine because Eggman is clearly not taking it seriously. And I think what it is that them acting, keeping the roles in place means that they can't goof off on their own as much.
Yeah, I guess that's
fair.
Because Eggman is the type to get caught up in fame and fortune.
Oh, yeah.
Well, yeah, no, the way Eggman is acting here, like, at first I was like, I don't get what's going on. But as soon as they framed it as like, oh no, Eggman is like actually getting into it, then I was like, okay, I can see that a lot more. So the point that I honestly wish I mean, there may be some media that I'm not familiar with in the future that does something like this, but it made me think, in another universe, Eggman could just be a celebrity and they would be like perfectly happy. Like if you had a whole plot line where Eggman becomes like really successful and like kind of forgets what they were doing for a while. This is what they're doing this in mini form here, but I would like to see more of that.
This is you'll be happy to see some of the stuff they do later. It's not quite that, but definitely the implication that Eggman actually does enjoy being liked sometimes is something that newer Sonic media has hit upon.
Definitely.
And yeah, I was about to say, they're focused on the plan. The plan is just to make money from wrestling to fund a bigger robot to beat Sonic. It's not anything special.
Yeah, it's pretty basic.
But I guess it's a character story, so.
Yeah.
And of course, the punchline to all of this is that as much as Eggman likes living this life, it is also living a lie because he has nanobots that disable his opponents.
Right. Even though, which is surprising because, excuse me, it's surprising because, like, I feel like pretty often he's portrayed as being this, like, kind of big gorilla.
Okay, don't worry. I have a note on that later. He's not necessarily skilled at wrestling, though.
True. Okay, that's fair.
And also, regardless of what his skills are, he's someone who loves to cheat, so...
Okay,
That's
fair.
true,
Yeah.
that's true.
Yeah.
Honestly, even if they had no reason to cheat, they would still.
Which is why it's hilarious that, after this, Scarlet shows up and she's like, hey, I want to hear your reaction to your latest challenger in the ring. It's Sonic.
They should have planned for this, honestly, but oh well.
Yeah, well, Eggman planning ahead, but
good point.
Chris is very excited to have both his heroes facing off against each other. And also Knuckles shows up to coach Sonic, which I don't know if I agree with that. I feel like Knuckles wouldn't give a shit.
No, he wouldn't.
I think Ian probably just thought it would be funny.
I mean, it is funny, but like...
And also, Sonic doesn't need coaching.
Yeah, it's really just for a joke. If, like, someone told them to come here, that would make a little more sense, but they seem to just come of their own accord, which is bizarre.
Yeah.
Yeah, he just heard about it and was like, yes, you need me.
But we get a training montage. It's very weird. We also get a lot of Bokkun just gorging himself on junk food to the point where he's like plotting schemes because he's on a sugar rush.
I did not catch that at all. I did not understand what was going on until later when it is made obvious. At this point, I was like, are they just changing all the minions? Because Deku and Boko seem to be acting strange. Now Bokkun is just evil.
Yeah, when I wrote that note, like I'm reading my notes as I say this, I'm like, oh, I know what happens with this.
Yeah, I had no idea what was going on at the time.
But so the night of the match arrives, the fighters take the stage. Deku and Boko engage the magnets that Eggman uses to cheat. Because, yeah, he has this cape covered in sequins, but those are actually the nanites, and the magnet holds him to the floor, basically.
Right.
But Eggman doesn't account for one thing, which is that Sonic is built different.
Well, actually, Sonic has a little help. But before we get to that, I'd like to point out that so yeah, we were talking about, does Eggman really need to cheat? Probably, like you said, I like the idea of it is just fun. I also like the idea of he's just being careful. Like, why not have an extra layer of protection in case someone really skilled, like Sonic, for instance, shows up? So maybe they did plan for this. But regardless of that, like, Eggman does just straight up dodge Sonic at the start of this, which is really impressive.
That's some good reflexes right there.
Yeah, I suppose that's how he gets them on him. Yeah, so. Well, you know, that's canon compliant. We've seen Sonic 2.
Yep.
Now, has Sonic 2 happened in this continuity? No, I can't get a headache over that. What it ultimately amounts to is less that it's more like it amounts to an equal fight than anything, though.
Basically, yeah.
Because it massively extends the middle part of the fight.
That's true.
Sonic ends up covering Eggman in the same nanites, which, you know, brings him further down to the level. But they both then start fighting kind of normally again because something chewed through the cord powering the magnet.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, it's like we extend the middle part of the fight, but then once that happens, Sonic kicks the crap out of Eggman and is about to unmask him, but he begs him, like, please let me keep my wrestling persona. And Sonic's like, who cares? But then he sees, oh no, it really matters to Chris. You know,
Eggman did get in a good smack though here right before that. Again, I'd like to point out that Eggman is actually doing pretty good.
He swings Sonic down by his leg.
But yeah, I mean, not unmasking Eggman just because Chris would be sad. I mean, maybe Sonic realizes there isn't actually much to this plan because if there was a lot to the plan, like, Eggman would have revealed it at this point. Let's be real. Eggman couldn't help himself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and it's like this is at least something that Eggman is doing, and maybe, you know, Sonic, the fact that Eggman begs to keep his hero persona and not that, like, you know, because if it were just about the money and the robot, he wouldn't do that. So I think Sonic also intuitively understands this is a way of keeping him distracted.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
I genuinely thought at the start of this that, like, Chris was just, like, being mind controlled, you know? But this is all very genuine. And the issue also portrays it as Eggman kind of not giving up on villainy exactly, but, like, just doing a different good thing. So
yeah.
But yes, this ending, it's like we have that, you know, the family sitcom wholesome ending, and then Bokkun being evil.
It's so fucking stupid.
He has
it is
evil
incredibly dumb
and a cape.
Turning Eggman into a wrestler, that I kind of believe. This, I mean,
take that.
Granted, Bokkun is such a thing, so I guess this isn't actually beyond the stretch of whatever thing they are, if I think about it that way, because what are they?
Who the hell knows? But that leads into the next issue, Sonic X number 27. Who is the cape? Why are you asking? You just showed us, and you can see
also,
it on the
his
cover.
face is obvious.
Also, they're never called the cape.
That's also true.
Yeah, he says that at the end of last episode. No, he doesn't say that at the end of the last episode.
No, he doesn't.
Just the narration does.
Oh, I didn't notice the narration. Okay, so I guess the only reference is at the end of last issue. I don't think it's in this issue.
Yeah. But yes, Conquest is like a box of chocolates. Flynn and Butler. Eggman is enjoying his new life as El Gran Gordo, but he and Sonic are forced to team up when his robot empire finds itself a new head honcho, Bokkun.
Jesus Christ. God help us all.
And have we... No, we've had Stephen Butler draw this before. I was like...
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
My notes say that this is new, but no, he's been in an issue or two before this.
I'm pretty sure he has.
And hey, President Mike is a fake Gran Gordo fan. I bet he never saw a single match before coming to this one.
He doesn't know anything about his win at WrestleMania 25.
I'm also a fan of that particular beverage. No, yeah. Eggman is, he's content to just beat up his opponents, but, it's very odd because he beats up his opponent and then realizes, wait, this is my robot, so I guess the henchbots have gone in disguise?
Well, I don't get it because, like, why couldn't Deco just tell Eggman? They're like, wait, I need to warn you about something. That's why I'm here. But, like, why couldn't they just tell them, like, off stage?
Eggman, the wrestling has become Eggman's entire life at this point, I think.
Just 24 hours a day.
Yeah, he's just wrestling as much as he fucking can.
Persona that they can't actually, like...
They can't get to... or he's become, like, a legitimate... Like, it sure looks like he's become a legit, like, wrestling superstar, which I have a feeling you have a hard time talking to them.
Oh, like Deco and Boko, they just ditched them because they didn't need them, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, they Deco snuck in here because there's something he needs to tell Eggman, but he's not hearing it. Also, I love that his persona is the Mighty Morsel, which is a chicken nugget. It's too rock-like. He's not orange.
It does. Yeah, I didn't really realize he was a chicken nugget. Actually, until just now, because I didn't see him say that.
Colorist mistake. Meanwhile, Boko goes to the Thorndike Mansion disguised as a journalist to interview Sonic, but Ella instantly sees through this disguise.
Finally, someone recognizes the robots dressed up.
We need to keep a log of who can and can't see through these fucking disguises.
That's what I was about to say, because I'm like, I don't think I've seen Ella be tricked before, so they might just be straight up immune, because they don't show up a whole lot, so it's very possible.
Fair enough.
Yeah, especially in the comics. But it's funny because she shuts the door on him. He tries 3 more disguises, and she does the same thing over and over again. Until he just says, we need Sonic because there's danger afoot. And then she's like, yeah, should have just said that and just lets him in.
I like that he's still wearing his skirt when he comes in.
I like that Sonic is sitting on the couch right next to the door, meaning he definitely watched all of this happening.
Oh, yeah.
Actually, it's very odd. The couch is empty in the top panel, and then Sonic just appears there, so maybe he wasn't?
There's a plant obscuring it.
Oh, okay.
Sonic blends in with plants.
But yes, Boko tries to tell him about what's going on at the stadium, and Sonic's like, who cares? He's like, no, it's not Eggman that's the problem. And then all of the doors to the stadium suddenly lock, and Bokkun reveals himself. He's got a cape, he's got an evil mustache and beard combo.
Why does he have the Wumbo belt?
Bokkun normally has that.
He does?
Yeah.
Oh, the Emma's Messenger Robo.
Probably.
I never noticed that he has that on normally.
Which is
I barely look at him.
Worthless in the dub because they never call him that.
Right.
You know, maybe it's one of those things that you just don't think about. Like, why does Majin Buu have an M symbol on him?
That's
that's Bobity's symbol is the thing, but he was alive before Bobity. Anyway. Sorry, I got off track. Yes, sorry, not Bokkun, but Emperor Super Awesome Mega Brilliant Shiny Eki Kiting Zoop Zowie with a cherry on top Bokkun.
Correct. I'm glad you referred to them by their proper title.
Yeah,
which is not the cape, I might add.
I know, yeah, still not the
cape.
He also says, leaders of the world, your countries and your candy are now mine. We've only seen President Mike here. Who are the other
leaders? This is probably being broadcast globally.
Is this being done in like the UN building in New York?
No. Okay, one thing, no. But 2, do we broadcast like wrestling matches globally? Is that a thing?
Oh god, yes.
Eggman is just that famous in these comics.
Well, wrestling is huge.
I guess, but I guess it would make sense. Yeah, fair enough. I don't know shit about wrestling, to be clear. Yeah, so he also he's taken over the world because he wants candy, and oh look, he has a big robot to threaten everybody. It rips the two big robots. In fact, they rip the ceiling up.
Yeah.
And yeah, so Sonic goes racing to the scene, but shockingly, Eggman saves President Mike by fucking. He bashes the hand of the big bot away with his giant tub of lard belly.
God.
It's like, Eggman wouldn't save people. Maybe not even if he was in a persona, but, maybe he had, Gran Gordo has a reputation to maintain.
Yeah, El Gran Gordo he's a good guy, apparently.
Yeah.
Well,
as you pointed out, he's not a heel.
You see, the show is still going on in Eggman's mind, so they have to make a big show of saving the president.
Know what? Yeah.
Well, Sonic does get here, and he handles the robots, which are extremely literal Rock'em Sock'em robots, I might add.
Oh yeah.
And it's very odd what happens here, because Sonic gets the robots to punch each other, Rock'em, like I said. Whereas Bokkun beats up Eggman, which I don't know if I can believe that, because Bokkun seems to be really ineffectual physically most of the time.
No, remember the St. Patrick's issue? They're actually a menace if they put their mind to it.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Oh, yeah.
But Eggman takes a bump to the head, and that, changes his mindset, Goku style.
Yeah, this is really stupid. I hate this.
Yeah, because, it wasn't brain damage that made him act the way he did before. I mean, okay, he says I've been defeated and humiliated, so, and then his robots say we don't need Gran Gordo, we need Eggman, but I don't know. Do you think it's the bonk to the head that does it?
It knocked him back. He snapped him back to reality.
Yeah, I mean, sort of. Part of this for me is it's just abrupt, and also not to jump ahead, but the way this actually plays out is pretty weak. I would think, okay, Eggman might reveal himself if they can put on a big show about it, which it seems like they're going to, but they kind of don't.
Yeah, he puts on as big of a show as he can.
I think the way they should have played it is, it's like they should play up the defeat part. They should have Gran Gordo be humiliated on the floor, and then they should have Sonic start losing, and they should have, the situation should be getting worse, and they should think, oh, everything's going badly, what else could possibly happen? And Eggman should be, reminded of the fact that these are my fucking robots. You are not the leader of my empire.
Right.
But instead he just kind of gets up because he's bored, I guess.
Yeah. If they did something more like what you just described, I would have accepted it more. It's not completely unreasonable, but
because
it's just
Sonic
a little
doesn't really
weak.
need him is the thing.
Exactly.
Now that said, I do love the panel of him throwing off the wrestling getup to heroically expose his identity.
Yeah.
I find interesting that he's was apparently wearing that underneath the wrestling getup.
Well, they ask how did he change so fast, and they're like, oh.
Yeah, of course.
No reaction. We don't see Chris react to this, which I feel like would make sense for this story, but nope.
No, they forgot Chris existed at this point, which fair enough.
I guess so, yeah. Anywho, Sonic and Eggman has to, Sonic gets to work together. Sonic distracting Bokkun while Eggman plans for a way to stop the little imp bot. The strat ends up being that Sonic just kind of throws him at Eggman, and then Eggman sits on him until he falls asleep.
It's really dumb. I mean, it's a dumb issue, so, fine, I guess. The thing is, I kind of like the Eggman plotline. I don't care, really, about the Bokkun plotline. But this is just, this is the best show you could put on Eggman, really. Like I said, they should have played it up more, but...
Yeah, I mean, I guess if you say that, this is still part of the wrestling match, the fact that he's pinning him down,
Oh, yeah.
But it doesn't work that well when you've raised the stakes to giant robots destroying the stadium. Not to bring up Dragon Ball again, but the fun thing about Goku versus Piccolo Jr. is that Piccolo Jr. does destroy the stadium, but Goku keeps fighting him, and he tries to beat him despite the fact that he's still trying to stay within the bounds of where the stadium used to be, to not get a ring out. So it's the fact that Goku's showing off while doing it. But that's neither here or there. Yeah, the kid on the sugar rush is quelled for the moment, and Eggman, well, he has to save face to the world, where, like, he goes, like, oh, this was all part of my plan, and now I know everything, which is, like, dumb. I mean, I guess he's got to do something, because, you know, he just revealed himself, but...
Yeah, no, I mean, this part sounds about right. They would just come up with some silly thing to act victorious at the end.
But the truth of Sonic is over, and Sonic's like, oh, what if I'm a wrestler now? And then he's like, no, just kidding. Foreshadowing is a literary device in which, no, yeah, weird story. They kind of fumbled the climax, if I'm honest.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, it had a good first part, but yeah, not such a great conclusion.
Still less boring than some of these comics can be.
Oh yeah.
But let's move on here to Sonic X number 28. Water, Wind, Solar. I don't know why my description of this cover says they're going to grind up Sonic's bones for fuel. What the fuck is that? What does that mean? Why did I write that?
What the fuck?
You just had to write something like that.
Apparently.
This story is Green-Eyed Monster Part 1, written by Yardley, drawn by Butler. I got confused by that at first, but yeah. But Dr. Eggman's new robots are all about green energy. That is to say, emerald energy. Sonic and friends give chase, but it seems that these eco-themed foes are more than they look.
Kind of.
Kinda, yeah. Anyway, President Mike is giving Chuck and Nelson an award for green energy production. And then the power runs out, which is the kind of punchline you'd see in something that doesn't like solar energy very much.
You know, you know the Thorndikes, they have big stakes in renewable energy, but they also have big stakes in, like, dirty energy too, but they just hide that.
Yeah. Oh, they sabotage their own productions. It's like, oh, well, you know, we had this great green energy, but it looks like you'll just have to go to Thorndike Oil when these things happen.
Yep, exactly.
No, but actually the power is running out because of Eggman, who is using a parasol today for some reason.
He explains why.
Oh, you're right, he did. He says he has sensitive skin. I didn't see that. Anyway, he's stealing all the energy with his green bots. Only one of them is green, but okay.
Yeah, they make that joke in the comic too.
Damn it! I'm not paying attention. This is what happens when I record notes like weeks and months in advance. But anyway, Sonic arrives to fight the bots. They're themed around different energy types: wind energy, hydroelectric, and solar.
Before Sonic arrived, apparently Gun tried to attack Eggman, but they were no match. Eggman, though, says, they think that they can attack me with my own pirated technology. So, okay, they were trying to fix the plot hole that we talked about last time. Like, why do the gun robots look like Eggman's robots?
Oh, yeah, I guess they are. Okay.
But apparently they just stole tech at some point.
That doesn't surprise me that that would happen.
They stole Eggman tech in the show at one point, I think.
Yeah.
Maybe. So I guess we forgot that last time.
I think that was how they made the Beetle tanks.
I believe so.
Oh, yeah. Wait, I remember that now. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, which, now that I'm thinking about it, Gun stealing Eggman tech is something the games should probably do. Because imagine, you know, if you ever wanted to make the Metal Sonic Troopers or something like it in the games, you would have Gun make them.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would work.
Though that would also mean Gun has to be referenced at some point in a modern game.
Oh, do they disappear after a while? I get to look forward to that.
I mean, yeah, sort of. It's really unclear what's going on in Forces, and then a bunch of recent stuff has had to kind of retcon that, like, they had a bunch of their stuff destroyed before Forces, but they're in Shadow Generations.
Okay, that's fair, they are.
And they've been mentioned in the recent audio dramas.
I need to listen to those, that's right.
They're pretty good. Anyway. So yes, Sonic does arrive to fight the robots, and like I said, they're themed around wind, hydroelectric, and solar energy, which really just means they shoot wind, water, and fire.
Right, yeah.
I don't believe these things run on green energy.
No, they run on green energy. Just not the green energy you're thinking of.
Yeah, that's true. You alluded to it earlier, actually.
Yeah. Sonic dodges and leads them to a solar grid, and then reflects the fire with a solar panel. That's not
No.
how that works.
Oh, no, that's not how that
It's
works.
not a laser. And also, the water bot breaks it with a jet of water. I guess you can make water travel that fast.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
A fire hose can probably break a window. But Sonic gets a look at the back of it,
Maybe.
and yes, it's powered by a Chaos Emerald. Are all three of them powered by emeralds?
I think so.
So,
Okay. So yeah. But X Tornado arrives, Amy jumps out of it while Tails takes the plane to fight another bot in mech mode. And it sees that Tails also has another emerald inside the plane. I don't really remember the position of the emeralds at whatever point in the show this is supposed to take place, but it also doesn't matter that much.
Yeah, I was kind of surprised by this, but like whatever, this could take place anytime.
Yeah, just about. It's a good thing in some ways that Sonic X is so episodic, at least for these comics.
True.
yeah.
So they fight. The yellow one blasts the X Tornado's wings with fire when it sees that he has another emerald in the plane, but the fight is interrupted when Eggman calls all three robots back to him, because part of this was a ploy. But the heroes, they want to pursue Eggman, but Tails, they can't do it until he repairs the wings of the X Tornado. Can't Sonic go on his own? He's fast.
No, because their destination is in the sky.
Oh, yeah.
Do they know that he's going to Angel Island yet?
I assume they can figure that.
Okay. Either way, it doesn't actually make that big a difference. Eggman only gets to harass Knuckles here for a minute or two before they arrive.
You know, I kind of miss Sonic the Comic when Knuckles had like an army of robots and could like control Angel Island defenses. Like, that was really cool. It's kind of sad here that Knuckles just gets overwhelmed so easily.
Kinda, yeah.
Yeah, and I'm trying to think how plausible it is. Angel Island should have more stuff, definitely, because in Sonic 3, Knuckles is messing with stuff, traps and stuff all the time, and I assume he didn't set up all of those himself.
I would assume not.
I didn't
Maybe
think
he
about
did.
that, yeah.
Or did Eggman set them up for him, since that's when they're working together most of that game? I don't know if the kid has just left that shit behind. We still haven't settled the debate over who actually made Carnival Night Zone.
Oh my gosh.
It's a natural occurrence.
Oh, it just grows out of the fucking ground. Yeah.
Yeah.
That would explain why there's so many casino worlds in Sonic.
No.
And why in Sonic Rush, one of them themes itself around Blaze the second she gets there.
That's right.
Anyway, Eggman wants all 7 Chaos Emeralds and the Master Emerald. He's getting a little greedy today.
Yep, that's in character.
But all 4 heroes fight against, more stuff. The fire beams, water hoses, and mudslides, I guess. Is that because of the water robot?
Assumingly?
Yeah, probably. Shortly before that, Knuckles is fighting the water robot and punches the water away. That's a very video game thing to do.
The Firebot melts the nose cone of the X Tornado, and the Windbot sucks the Chaos Emerald from the wreck.
Some really good coordination for Eggman robots.
Yeah, no, he's not messing around today.
Yeah. Well, because he has like a plan today.
Bro.
Yes, indeed. They create a wall of fire to keep the heroes away, and the robots grab the Master Emerald. And then, well, I don't know exactly what they do, because, okay, for one thing, all of the Chaos Emeralds are shown as green here. That's not right. But more importantly,
Archie was doing that at this point already.
They force chaos out of the emerald without breaking it.
You can't just no. What?
Yeah, no.
If they'd broken it, that would have been fine. It would have given Knuckles something to do while the rest of people are doing stuff next issue.
Fair enough.
But yes, they force chaos out of the Master Emerald, and they become mech pieces to control it.
Oh, I completely missed that. I was like, where'd all the machine stuff come from?
Yeah, they merged together to become like a Zord.
Okay.
So yes, this was Eggman's plan. The actual purpose of these robots was to become the control mechanism for this. And with all 7 Chaos Emeralds, it means that he is perfect chaos, sort of.
Yeah.
Perfect chaos is a lot bigger than that, but okay.
Yeah, he's a little small. He's kind of ball-shaped also.
And
because they're contained, they're restrained.
Yeah.
It's a real cliffhanger, something that's actually really dangerous.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I guess, I mean, on the one hand, I do like it when the writers introduce something bizarre, and I'm just like, what are the implications of this? And then they do something with it later. I'm like, okay, they thought about it a little bit. Because when they just established that Chaos was just chilling in the Master Emerald just indefinitely, I was like, that's kind of weird. But so yeah, I mean, if that means that Eggman can just pull him out anytime, yeah, that is what that means. That makes sense. So like, I kind of appreciate it for that, but also that's kind of lame. Like, you can just pull Chaos out. Also, like, they just got 6 of the Chaos Emeralds off screen. They just needed to get the 7th one. It feels a little unearned to me. But if they had done all that better, I got to give credit to Eggman here that, okay, this is actually a pretty smart plan, like summoning perfect chaos and restraining them like this time. Like, this is not the first time we've ever seen Eggman like try to restrain the creature that they summon. They never ever do
on a
that.
Previous idea, yeah.
Yeah.
You know, it might be due to the fact that there's a couple different writers on these. I wish they had coordinated, you know. Certainly we're out of the era of, like, Justin Gabri editing where things just don't fucking make sense from issue to issue.
Right, yeah.
But, I wish that, you know, they'd coordinate a little bit. If so many of these past episodic issues had them, you know, fighting over emeralds at one point or another, that would have made this feel a little more cohesive.
Mm-hmm.
Although it would also have meant that you can't skip some of the fucking filler-ass stories, so I don't know. Double-edged sword. But let's not waste any time. Move on to Sonic X number 29. Supersonic's on the cover, and I think this is meant to be homaging kaiju film posters.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know shit about any of that.
Yeah, I'd say it is.
Also, incredibly hard to read title at the bottom. I think it says Sonic versus Chaos Bot, which they never call him that in the issue.
Where?
Where?
Right here on the cover.
I'm looking at the cover. I don't see it.
I don't see what you're talking about.
Is that not what that says? Sonic versus Chaos Bot at the bottom of number 29 cover?
I don't see words.
I don't see that. Can you post what you're looking at?
Yeah.
I don't see it.
Okay. Is this not there for you guys?
No.
Nope, that's not there.
No.
Okay.
Which means you missed out on the really cool Eggman face at the bottom, which is completely obscured by that.
It's not even there on that version, actually, I think.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense. Why would you put it there if you're just going to cover it?
Different versions of the comic? What the fuck?
That's so weird.
Yeah, it looks like yours was released for the 65th anniversary of Archie, and ours is just the regular release.
Oh, they moved Eggman's face up in that version. I see.
Oh, they did,
there.
yeah.
That is so
the one
interesting.
Devin posted is also like heavily saturated.
That's so weird. All right.
For reference, Devin, hold on. Let me take a screenshot and you can see what Lauren and I are working with, apparently.
Mm-hmm.
This is what we're working with.
Yeah, that's it.
It does say Chaos Bot Battle at the top, so...
Oh, yeah, you're right.
But
that's so weird.
That's fucking weird.
All right. I don't know how I'm going to handle that in the episode.
Just leave it completely in. No, I don't know. Do whatever.
I don't know. Yeah, that's going to be interesting. Because that shouldn't be ignored, the fact that we have different versions, or at least different colors. I doubt they're different issues.
Anywho, story here. Green-Eyed Monster Part 2, written and drawn by Yardley. With Chaos's power under Eggman's command, Sonic needs more than his normal strength to save Station Square from a second watery grave.
Arguably,
exactly.
Yeah. But I'll say this, the number one thing that I like out of all this, you know, they're obviously upset with Eggman, you know, they don't want this to happen, but this puts them in the position of saying, don't fucking do that to Chaos. Stop hurting our boy.
I mean, yeah, that's kind of funny.
But also, we see at the bottom of this page here, recycling tips with vanilla and cream. Have they become that background in this comic that this is just what they do with them instead of giving them stories?
I was wondering why they were here.
No, somebody was like, you can't make an eco-themed thing without some eco tips. So they're like, okay, fine.
I guess,
It would have been the thing to do last issue. This one doesn't really have anything to do with the green energy stuff.
That's the point, is they had to put this in because otherwise it wouldn't have anything to do with it anymore.
It's a very special Earth Day episode.
Ah, yes.
Right.
When is Earth Day? Is that coming out? Is that anywhere close to when this episode's coming out?
Earth Day is April 22nd.
Okay, that's pretty far in the future even.
Gotta make a lot of bonus episodes.
Yeah, let's start pumping out
let's just
filler
pad
episodes.
our show out with filler. Anyway, I like that Eggman has a very Sonic the Comic-esque moment when they confront him about Chaos, though, where he's essentially like, I wouldn't need to be evil if everyone just submitted to me. Why is that so hard?
Okay, but then Boko is like, maybe if you actually asked, like, as if that was actually a smart thing and, like, would work, and I don't understand.
Yeah, no, he says, I wouldn't have to hurt anyone if they just make me Emperor of Earth. I don't think that's too much to ask. And he's like, well, maybe if you did ask. That's not an own, because he would ask to be Emperor of Earth and then they'd say no.
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe he'd
we don't
accept
even
it.
want good people to be the Emperor of Earth.
Yeah.
Anyway, I do like that Sonic's like, why am I just standing around listening to this shit? And then he rushes past Eggman and jumps up toward Chaos. But Eggman makes him slap Sonic with water tentacle. But Tails catches him, but Eggman and Chaos fly off over the ocean. And, well, they want to give chase, but Tails is like, the X-Tornado can't fly without a nose cone. You had no problem replacing both wings last issue.
They needed a reason to bring the tornado. And to make Chuck fly it for some reason.
Yes, indeed. They just show up in the regular tornado. It's the good plane, you know? It's the one I like better.
Yeah, I'm happy to see the tornado.
Yeah.
The image of Tails, Knuckles, Amy, and Sonic all hanging on the wing as it flies off is really funny.
That's gotta really imbalance the plane, because I feel like Knuckles weighs more than the other three combined.
I also like that the seat is way too small for Chuck.
Oh yeah, later on you'll get to see Chuck's knees sticking up.
It can't be good for an old man.
Also, appears this recycling tip is something about Cream eating leaves. I didn't read any of these.
No, that's not what it's about, but I'm not going to correct it because it's funnier.
She's just saying compost is gross because it has garbage and like old food in it. But because she's sticking her tongue out, you think that she's eating leaves.
I didn't read any of the recycling tips. I just looked at the art.
All right. Anyway, we get proper characterization for Chaos here, which is good. Eggman tells him to destroy the city, but he doesn't want to. He's trying to fight Eggman's control.
Mm-hmm.
They also have his lizard face make a sad expression, which is a little. It's like, I guess it's not impossible, but it's odd because normal Chaos's face can't emote because he doesn't have a mouth or nose, and his eyes are just ovals.
Right. Sad face Chaos is kind of heartbreaking, though.
He's a sad lizard. But Sonic and friends arrive, and while Chaos cannot break from the machine, he can barf up the emeralds as Sonic jumps out of the plane.
All right, I'll give credit again. Like, usually the reasons for both the villains getting the emeralds and then the heroes getting the emeralds immediately afterwards are pretty weak. But for once, yeah, this actually makes sense.
Yeah, this one tracks.
Yeah.
Also the emeralds are the right colors now.
Yes, they are. Right.
I think they were at the beginning of this issue. I think at the end of the last issue they were still green when he went perfect.
No, I'm looking at it now. They turned them the right colors at that point.
Oh, weird.
Well, anyway, I'll say this: Chaos is a good fucking shot. It's really lucky that Sonic jumps through the air and all of the emeralds land around him in the right place.
Well, they shoot precision. Wow, they shoot wow. What I can't pronounce precision apparently very easily. They shoot precision lasers out of their mouth, so they can definitely shoot emeralds.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah, fair enough. But this is a mid-air emerald grabbing supersonic transformation. So yeah, pretty cool. Out of I think I've said this before. Out of all the mistakes that various Sonic properties make, it's nice that overusing Supersonic has never been one of them.
We do tend to not overuse Supersonic, which is nice.
This is, if I recall correctly, the only appearance of Supersonic in the Sonic X comics.
Interesting. I guess it makes sense if it's going to be against Chaos.
Yeah. So he won't hurt randos, but he will fight Supersonic. I guess it's someone who can take the hit. And it looks like he gets shocked whenever Eggman presses that button. It's like a shock collar almost.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we get some cool action. Sonic gets knocked through a building here or there. It's well, okay, so we're gonna have to reckon with this. Sonic gets knocked through a building, fine. Sonic knocks Chaos into the ocean. Chaos creates a tsunami in response to this. Where is everybody?
They just didn't address that.
The city was evacuated.
You know, this one, you know, it's like in SA1, A, gun is even more powerful in the games than they are in Sonic X, for one thing.
Yeah.
B, we don't know exactly how much time technically passes over that cutscene, which is not a good justification, but it is A1. C, we've seen different versions of evacuations at various points. There's no justification for this, because it takes Eggman a lot of time to fly with Chaos and the heroes to catch up with him.
Sure.
There's never a point where, like, they have Chuck call somebody to evacuate the city, and they could very easily have done that.
He did it off screen.
They just don't talk about it
at all, which is weird.
But the city's just empty. And also, that tsunami lasts all of, like, 3 panels, and then it's just, the city's completely dry again after that.
Oops.
It is a wave higher than the tops of buildings, disappears in 5 seconds. I don't know. Anyway, Chaos technically has guns on it too, so that's part of the mechanism, I suppose. It also teleports with Chaos control, which I guess Chaos doesn't have the emeralds though, so
they literally address that in the issue. They say that Chaos is basically made out of the same stuff.
Is pure Chaos energy, so he can do things without the Chaos Emeralds.
God damn it, I need to pay attention to my notes.
I will 100% accept that.
Yeah, it actually makes sense.
Fair enough, okay.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, lots more collateral damage. He's laser blasting buildings like crazy, whatever. Again, it's a little bit like the Archie SA1 arc in that Supersonic is here, but he's kind of just not really fighting Chaos to fight him, because the actual solution is that you need to get the remote.
Yeah, Sonic eventually realizes there's a really easy way out of this. I don't know. I guess I had to fulfill my contractual obligation to fight Perfect Chaos as Supersonic, but now I'm just gonna solve it really easily.
Yeah, a little bit of an anticlimax, but yeah, he grabs the remote, he breaks the remote. I do like this panel of Chaos being fucking pissed at Eggman. And well, he does basically the same thing as the Egg Carrier too. He sends Eggman flying Team Rocket style.
Mm-hmm.
And then Supersonic breaks the control harness. So yeah, it explodes. I hope those rubble pieces from the fucking machine don't hit anybody. It also appears to be destroying more buildings as he does that, so but yeah, Day is saved, Chaos is back to normal, and he just kind of walks into the ocean.
Yep, they're just like, well, bye.
It's like weird. Godzilla. They say he's going back to Angel Island, but how's he gonna get up there?
This is another kaiju reference. This is exactly what Godzilla does at the end of almost every movie.
Oh yeah, I guess I have seen that.
He tends to just walk off into the ocean.
Alright, well, Cream and Vanilla tell us to recycle one more time, and that's the end of that story.
Don't eat leaves.
Don't eat leaves, yes. Anyway, so, I don't know, it's alright. It's a little disappointing.
Yeah, you can't just put Perfect Chaos in an issue and expect me to love it. I mean, that'll get you a little bit. I can't completely hate it because it's Perfect Chaos and they didn't 100% fumble it, but it could have been so much better.
They didn't ruin Perfect Chaos, but they didn't do anything super new with it. I feel like you should have, if they did anything, they should have played more into the differences between Angry Chaos in SA1 and this Chaos. You know, maybe he resists the power through his own power or something. Also, no Tikal throughout any of that.
That's true. That was another missed opportunity.
That's surprising.
Yeah. But we are not quite done. We still have one issue left. This is Sonic X number 30. Knuckles should not be happy to be dressed as a clown.
The covers aren't canon.
That's true.
Maybe not, yeah. I'll say this. These comics have given us a magnificent wardrobe of exotic outfits for Eggman.
I do love the Eggman outfits. Yeah, as silly as they can be.
Yeah.
Honestly, Spazian does great with drawing Eggman and all these outfits and poses. Like Eggman is always having a grand old time on these covers, and I love it.
Yeah. Well, he's just an excellent artist in general. So.
Yeah.
True.
Anyway, this is Big Top Terror, Flynn and Fry. Everyone is trapped in Dr. Eggman's circus of horror. How could this have happened? Who cares? Just watch the colors fly, you stupid fucking children. That is actually in my notes. I don't.
I know it.
I need to like.
I figured.
I need to fucking time regress back into my mindset when I recorded these because I really don't remember why I said some of this shit.
Yeah, some of the stuff you've said that's in your notes, I'm like, okay.
I understand. I understand
that
it.
Yeah,
sentiment immediately. The other one, you were just being random. I'm pretty sure, but this one kind of makes sense.
Sonic is walking tightrope, juggling flares. There's spikes on it. Oh no, because it's a circus of terror. You know, Eggman's the ringleader. Except he says he hijacked it from the people that Nelson hired to run it.
Yeah, apparently.
Yeah.
Also, that's not the same ringleader outfit.
Well, that's
no, it's just a hat. Yeah,
the covers often don't match.
Yeah, the color we should have. It should have been the same outfit, but
I guess
not surprised it's not.
Maybe they had Spaziant draw the cover after the issue, and he was like, "I can spruce this up."
I mean, probably.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, it's so weird because Krista says my dad sponsored the circus. It's supposed to be a special preview performance. You tricked us. I don't know what his trick entails, but it means that everybody is trapped in some sort of purgatory. Amy is getting chased by robot elephants. Knuckles is fighting clown robots. Tails and Cream are being attacked by voracious beast bots. And Deco and Boko have an acrobat routine that gets shot down by Eggman. But they're both wearing Evil Knievel outfits for some reason.
Yeah, they should have been daredevils.
Yeah, that would have been...
get it right.
Or just dress them like acrobats. Like, choose one or the other.
That too, yeah.
Anyway, their actual job is to keep Bokkun from going crazy on sugar again, though.
I can't believe they teased that and then they didn't do it because, like, I can't believe it, but that might have made this issue more interesting.
Yeah, there's not a whole lot going on here that's, like, remotely interesting.
Yeah, if you do anything, you want to play into the raw chaos of an event like this, but honestly, it's a pretty coordinated plan from Eggman and then a coordinated solution from the heroes.
Yeah. It's pretty by the books. It's like a Sonic X episode.
You know, I gotta give him credit for that.
Well, it's shorter than an X episode, which is probably why we're able to tolerate a lot of the more episodic comics.
That's fair.
Everyone is struggling with their danger battles, you know. I do like some of the jokes in here, particularly Cream and Tails are like, wait, we can just fly, and then the beast robots have rocket jets on them.
Knuckles just doesn't like getting hit by pie, I suppose.
I mean, would you?
Fair enough. Yeah.
It's better than the acid.
True. But I don't know what's going on with Amy. I mean, Amy summons 2 hammers. They instantly get stolen. Summon a 3rd hammer? Like, come on. It's not that hard.
Come on.
Yeah.
Come on, step it up.
Also, they should have done a gag where the elephants take them and then they can't lift them because they're too heavy.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Sonic tries to jump down and help, and I do love that before Eggman specified there's no safety net, but there is an unsafety net.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
You know, it's a case where there are good gags here. I love that Deco and Boko have Bokkun on a fucking child leash.
Okay, that is great. That is very fitting for Bokkun.
That is hilarious. Yeah. Anytime I see the child leash like that, for some reason they're really funny.
It's one of those things that it just feels absurd to see that in real life.
Yeah.
But in the case of something like this, it's perfect.
Yeah.
And of course, Deco and Boko are also terrible at their jobs because they say, hey, there's a cage here. We can do our routine if we just put Bokkun in the cage.
Jesus Christ.
So, of course, he's going to manage to get into the cotton candy. And it's funny. He gets to the cotton candy machine, but then he also has to put stuff in. He has to make the cotton candy machine work.
Yes, and he knocks over the cotton candy machine and then makes the cotton candy. And
there's something funny about a kid having to engineer their own sugar rush.
I have a feeling someone doesn't know how cotton candy works because he just throws it in and cotton candy clouds start appearing.
I I don't know how cotton candy works, so.
That is not how cotton candy works. I can confirm that.
All right. Also, Eggman, note that Eggman is recording the heroes to sell their suffering on video. Who is going to be buying that?
Oh, some freaks on the internet.
I guess. There's just no laws in this world? Well, I guess Eggman's a criminal anyway. I don't know why I said that.
Yeah.
Eggman's discovered this universe's version of the Cult of Robotnik, and it's selling to them.
Oh my god.
I thought we established last time Cult of Robotnik is Sonic X. They should work together, but
yeah.
Anyway, because of Deepko and Boko's gambit, they accidentally save the day because they try to do the trapeze act, but they land on the unsafety net and short it out so Sonic can get down.
So does that just make it a safety net?
Well, I mean, it's an electric barrier, so if they short it out, it's not electrified anymore.
Oh, yeah, it's short. Yeah, brain no worky.
It's fine. Do you really think that you need to be paying that much attention to this comic? I do not fucking think so.
I mean, fair, yeah.
Anywho, Sonic gets down, he gets all of the Beast Bots to run into the Elephant Bots, and then Sonic, Tails, Amy, and Cream grab a bunch of the pies and throw them at the Clown Bots, and then another for Knuckles himself because Sonic's an asshole.
Yeah, that's a big jerk Sonic moment.
It is, yeah.
What are you, British?
Oof.
Yeah.
Oof.
They save the Thorndikes, and that's almost the end. Except then, Bokkun crashes through the wall with way too much cotton candy, and Eggman and company get buried in it. Which that definitely doesn't cotton candy. How did you do that?
You need a lot of sugar for that.
They really screwed up.
You need more than one cotton candy. You need like an industrial sized. I don't know. It's a cartoon. I'm thinking too hard about this, but that's the point of this show. So I don't know.
I appreciate it.
Zone for a reason.
Yeah.
Somebody could probably fucking slander us by calling it Deep Nitpick Zone.
It's also not wrong.
Anyway, yeah, no, they should not have saved Bokkun for the end. They should have had Bokkun participate in the mayhem. But, day is saved, and here's something weird. Chris cops to the fact that he actually did like watching them all almost die.
Yeah, that's kind of weird.
Yeah.
I mean, it is a spectacle, but, that's not realistic. It's like you like watching Sonic fight because you know he's not going to be in danger. Also, Knuckles throws the villains in a cannon and Cream launches them out. That's 2 Team Rocket style defeats in one episode.
Not all that uncommon.
Yeah.
And that's that issue. That's the weak link of the week, I would say.
Easily.
Oh yeah.
Because GRAN GORDO again. They fumbled the climax of that, but there were still a lot of good bits. And the Perfect Chaos thing was a little mediocre, but at least, a nice change of pace. And then this was just business as usual.
Yeah,
pretty much.
But, we got 2 episodes of Sonic X Comics left, and I don't think we're gonna feel so burnt out that we end up hating them by the end, so it's fine. This whole series is just, it's okay, it's alright.
Yeah, basically.
Pretty much, yeah.
So that's it. Thank you guys for watching. I guess I don't have more to say. You settle into a routine at a certain point, and it's like, yeah, alright. We're not gonna be having, big status quo changes from week to week like we are with Archie, normal Archie. But, thank you guys for watching. Thank you to my co-host for being here. We're done for tonight. We'll see you next week. We'll have another exciting episode. Or not that exciting, I don't know. If you like this video, please feel free to share, like, comment, and subscribe. If you have any questions, comments, criticisms, suggestions, or feedback, you can reach us at any of the links in the link tree in the description. Please do send us questions. I don't know if I should be doing, engagement bait comment questions, because I really do want to interact with our audience a little bit more.
We have chatted about doing Q&A stuff.
I would love to do Q&A stuff. Send us questions.
If you want to send us questions, that gives us content for a bonus episode.
I will answer the stupidest bullshit you can think of.
They don't even have to be related to Sonic.
Invade my privacy. Not the other
within
guys,
reason.
Don't invade Bruce and Lauren's privacy unless they want you to, but mine is fine.
Within reason, I'll take it.
Anyway, thank you all so much for watching. We hope you have a great rest of your week. Hope we have a great rest of your night, and take care. Man, I am fumbling these outros today.